Okay, so this is the last part of the chapter, covalent and electrovalent bonding, properties of ionic, comparison of property of ionic compound and covalent compound. 1 or 2 marks question comes from this part. Okay, so we should know the property, first of all, nature. Okay, so we know what are ionic compound and what are covalent compound. Ionic compound having ionic bonding, that is due to transfer of electron. Covalent compound having covalent bonding, that is due to sharing of electron. Okay, so first of all, nature of ionic compound, nature of covalent compound. So ionic compound, they are formed of ions. Ions are held together with a very strong electrostatic force. Like if you have got NaCl, so the bonding between sodium and chlorine, it is very strong with this electrostatic force of attraction. So due to this electrostatic force of attraction, they are hard solids. So ionic compounds are solid and these solids are formed of ions. Talking about covalent compound, they are formed of molecules. So, and they are held together by weak van der Waals force. So since the force is weak, they can be gas or liquid, or if they are solid, then they are soft solids. Okay. Now talking about melting point and boiling point. Since they are hard solid, their force of attraction is strong electrostatic force of attraction between both the ions, like maybe NaCl, Na plus and Cl minus. So their melting point and boiling point is high because a large amount of energy is needed to break this strong electrostatic force of attraction. Okay. Now talking about covalent compound, their melting point and boiling point is low. The reason again same, because they are held together by weak van der Waals force of attraction. The force is weaker, so it takes less energy to break the bond. Now coming to conductivity, whether they conduct electricity or not. So we know, children, electricity can be conducted only when there are free ions or free electrons. So as we know, electrovalent compound, they are made up of ions, but they don't conduct electricity in solid state. If they are in solid state, they don't conduct electricity. The reason is, in solid state they are held, again the same reason, in solid state they are held with strong electrostatic force of attraction, but in aqueous state you dissolve them in water or you melt it. Okay, aqueous state or molten state, the strong electrostatic force, it is weakened and they conduct electricity due to movement of ions. Okay, now here what happens in covalent compound, there are no free ions. Covalent compound, they are made up of molecules, so they don't conduct electricity due to absence of free ions. Now dissociation or ionization. See, I have written two words, dissociation or ionization. Why? Electrovalent compound, they undergo dissociation, but covalent compound, which covalent compound? Only polar covalent compound. Only polar covalent compound, they undergo ionization. Now what is the difference between dissociation and ionization? See, if you talk about electrovalent compound, they are already in the form of ions. Okay, like think, if I am having NaCl, so we know this NaCl is formed because Na is plus and Cl minus. Okay, so they are already in the form of ions. Okay, so dissociation means, see, this electrovalent compound, they are already in the form of ions, and when we dissolve it in water is a polar covalent compound. So since water is a polar covalent compound, what water does, it breaks this ion. It breaks NaCl into, which is a electrovalent compound, into Na plus and Cl minus. So dissociation means in English what? Dissociation means to break. So here they are already in the form of ions and we are breaking the ions. So ionic compound, they undergo dissociation when they are dissolved in water, because water is a polar covalent compound. Talking about covalent compound, non-polar covalent compound, they do not dissociate or ionize. Of course, the polar covalent compound, they don't dissociate, they ionize. Ionization. Why we are referring to ionization? Ionization means initially they are not in the form of ions, but after breaking they form ions. Like let's take the example of HCl. Okay, HCl, this thing, it is a polar covalent compound. So HCl, in HCl, hydrogen and chlorine is not in the form of ion. We know it is having a slight positive charge and this is having a slight negative charge because they are polar covalent compound, but it is not in the form of ions. But when we dissolve HCl in water, it breaks into ion, H plus and Cl minus. So this process is called ionization. Got my point? Why it is called dissociation in case of ions? Because they are already in the form of ions. We are not forming ions. We are only breaking the ions, Na plus and Cl minus. But why in polar covalent compound it is called ionization? Because earlier they are not in the form of ions. When we dissolve it in the water, or what happens? It breaks into ions. So actually we are forming ions here. Got my point? So dissociation takes place in electrovalent compound. So this is something which is asked again and again in exam. So please keep it in mind. Ionic compound, because the children gets confused. Ionic compound means ionization. But think, ionic compound do not undergo ionization. They undergo dissociation because they are already in the form of ion. They are dissolved. They break into ions. So they are already ions. So we are not forming ions. So ionic compound dissociates, but the polar covalent compound, they ionizes because they are already not in the form of ions. After breaking, they form ions. Okay. So dissociation, ionic compound undergoes dissociation, and covalent compound, there are two categories. If it is non-polar covalent compound, it do not ionizes because there is no polarity, no dipole formation. And polar covalent compound, they ionize in solution. As I have already written here, you can see HCl, it breaks into H plus and Cl. Initially HCl was not in the form of ion, it was in the form of molecule. But after breaking, it forms ion, H plus and Cl minus. So ionization, this is ionization. Breaking of HCl is ionization, but breaking of NaCl is dissociation. So this is one very important point, keep it in mind. Now solubility. Okay. So these electrovalent compound or ionic compound, they are soluble in water. The reason is water is a polar covalent compound. So if they dissolve in water, water breaks them into ion. Like if you put salt in water, it dissolves. Yes. So why it dissolves? Because salts break up into Na plus and Cl minus, and it dissolves in water. So what happens? Ionic compound, they dissolve in water because water is a polar covalent compound, and as you put it in water, the electrostatic force of attraction decreases between the ion and it breaks. It dissociates. Okay. But they are not soluble in organic solvent. Organic solvent are covalent compounds, most of them. Non-polar covalent compounds. So they are not soluble in non-polar covalent compound. Put some salt in alcohol, see, it will not get dissolved. Okay. Now the reverse is case with covalent compound. They are soluble in organic solvent. Okay. Not because why? The reason is because they themselves, non-polar covalent compound are non-polar, and organic solvent are also non-polar. So they get dissolved in non-polar covalent compound, that is non-polar compound, that is organic solvent. Like you can take example of alcohol. They get dissolved in alcohol. Now the rate of reaction. Rate of reaction, since they are in the form of ions, their rate of reaction is fast. Fast ionic reaction, because ions move in the solution and they recombine and the reaction is fast. So in case of this ionic compound, the rate of reaction is fast. What type of reaction? Ionic reaction. In case of covalent compound, it is slow because these are molecular reaction. Molecular reaction means what happens? The older bonds break, the new bond is formed. So for breaking the bond, for forming the new bond, a lot of time is taken. So fast ionic reaction, slow molecular reaction.